welcome you to Naples Motorsports. My name is Todd Rosenthal. I'm the owner of the dealership. I'm here to show you probably one of the most amazing cars I've ever driven. And it's so amazing. When I did this video, I tried to put some of my thoughts on paper. In small type, I came up with 3 pages and I'm still not done. So I'm going to wing a lot of this. The reason I'm showing it to you here in the showroom is the car I'm going to show you is the Fisker Karma. Right next to it, I have a Bentley Flying Spur Speed. The Fisker, there is so much to learn about this car. I've been driving one and my wife has been driving one, and keep in mind, I've been on a waiting list for over 2 years to get this car. Typically, I have $7 million in inventory at any time, and I'm driving the best that money can buy. And the amazing part is, this car is unbelievable value. Fisker, when they introduced this car, was trying to compete with the Mercedes S-Class, the BMW 7 Series, the Audi, the 8 Series on the Audi there. And what I find amazing is they're wrong. This car shouldn't be compared to that. It's got to be compared to this Bentley, it's going to be compared to the Aston Martin, and it's going to be compared to a Maserati. The amazing thing about this car is this Bentley right here is over a $200,000 car. This Fisker is half the price, but it's double the car. If you said to me, Todd, give me a choice of which car you're going to drive, and it's $200,000, this Fisker is a bargain. Talking about this car is history in the making. When Henry Ford created the Model T and built the factory, is in the history books. I read about it when I was a kid, you read about it when you were a kid. This car is going to be in my grandkids, when they're in history class, they're going to be talking about Henrik Fisker. He's an innovator. Him and Steve Jobs are going to go down in history. It's amazing. There is so much to learn about this car, and at first it's very overwhelming. But the amazing thing about it is, let's look at the style. It's one of the best looking cars you'll ever see on the road. When you look at this car, even as a concept car, when they built this as a concept car, it had 22-inch wheels. The production car is 22-inch wheels. This by far is it is the best looking car on the road. I've been driving my car now for 2 weeks. I can't even go anywhere without people stopping and asking what it is. Some of the features now, to get into this car, there's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about performance, we're going to talk about, I'm going to go put in my notes over here, some of the big key points. Power, performance, styling. And fuel efficiency is one of the most important things. This car was introduced as being, we don't want to call it a hybrid. The real term is going to be extended range vehicle. The car runs completely on electricity. When I plug in the car at night, I get 50 miles out of the charge. Now, if you run out of electricity, what happens? There's a gas engine in here made by General Motors that kicks in, and it's a complete generator that's going to run the vehicle another 250 miles. So bottom line is, fully charged with a full tank of gas, by the way, 9.5 gallons, that's it. You can go 300 miles on this car. The difference too, people will look back and say, well, Tesla came out with a car, and Tesla's coming out with a car. Well, Tesla did come out with a car that completely runs on electricity. If you forget to charge it one night, or you're somewhere going on a long trip, you're screwed. This car is the best of both worlds. It's electricity and it's gas. The terminology that Fisker came out with is extended, I believe it's called extended range vehicle. And I may be wrong with that. Well, they call it extended range vehicle. It's the world's first ultra luxury vehicle. Now, some of the magazines have ripped it apart, tried to say a lot of negative things, and a lot of them say positive things. This car, by the way, has been on the cover of every magazine across the world, and with the technology and everything in it. One of the neat things about this car is that, and they didn't even pick up on this, I picked up on it. My wife is getting 120 miles per gallon average fuel on this car. You know why? Because if you take the average person drives 12,000 miles a year, divide 12,000 miles by 365 days a year, that comes out to 33 miles a day an average person drives. My wife's average, she drives less than 33 miles a day. The amazing thing is, we plug it in at night, she's getting 120 miles per gallon. It's unheard of, and I didn't buy it because of the efficiency, but the efficiency's great. I mean, it's just an added bonus to me. When we look at the outside again, 22-inch wheels, big Brembo brakes. The fit and finish is second to none. When Fisker designed this car, it kept the environment in mind. unfortunately, we can't see this inside. This paint, I don't want to call it a metallic paint, but it's a metallic-like paint. When they make metallic, they use metals and it causes a lot of pollution. They actually use recycled glass. So when this car's outside and sparkles, it's unbelievable. You know, again, Fisker's comparing this car against Mercedes, BMW, and everything. I'll put it next to that Bentley that's sitting right next to it, and I'll compare this car. I'll compare the styling. There's nothing like it. I'll go into the interior. Let's walk over here and see the interior of this car. It is by far the best fit and finish I've ever seen in my life. This particular vehicle has a special option called Canon Tritone interior, so you get the multiple colors here. We're going to have, Clark is our cameraman, by the way. We're going to look at the whole interior of this car. First of all, it's one of the most comfortable cars I've ever been in. I'm going to get inside and show you the dashboard in a minute. By the way, the back seat, similar to the Aston Martin Rapide, the Porsche Panorama, but very comfortable. I have cup holders in the back. I have heated seats in the back. It's outright amazing. While we're close, I'm going to skip around. I'm going to show you the roof. The roof on this car is solar. So what's happening with the solar roof is the solar roof is actually using electricity from the sun. As an overall, it's going to give you about an extra 200 miles a year in driving range, but it also runs the accessories like the air conditioning on the car. So it's another little added feature. When I get inside, actually we'll walk around the back and look at this a little closer, by the way, to just some of the styling. LED lights. I'm going to focus down here. Exhaust pipes. The funny thing is, it's electric. The car always runs on electricity. So when I start the car, and I'll start it from right here so you can hear it, you'll hear like a slight humming noise from it. And that's just to warn other drivers. And the little humming noise is like a spaceship. It just, I can't explain how amazing this car is to drive. By the way, this car in the sport mode will go at a top speed of 125 miles an hour, 0 to 60 times in 6.3 seconds. This is not only, you know, some people look at this car as a hybrid, some people look at it as a luxury car. To me, it's the best of everything. It's a sports car. When we go inside this car, actually Clark's going to jump in the passenger seat over here. I'm going to show you the 10-inch screen in the center of it. That's the command center. This command center is amazing. It has what's called a haptic feedback touch response. So when I touch this little agree button, what happens is I can feel little feedback from it. When I hit this, I can feel it bounce a little bit. This by far just blows me away how easy it is to use. My air conditioning, I can set my temperature up and down. Let me turn the radio down, I'm sorry about that. I can go over this part of the screen which talks about the car. If you notice, I'm getting an average of 78 miles per gallon, and I've driven the car 82 miles. And keep in mind, I've been experimenting and playing with the car and seeing the performance. So the 82 miles, it's amazing. Another neat thing too, with today's technology, mostly everybody has a smartphone or an iPhone or something like that. I'm controlling my music with my iPhone, wirelessly. I can hit shuffle, and we have Van Halen on here. And it's wirelessly through the Bluetooth. As well as, I can click on my phone, and my phone is already paired with the vehicle. My phone brings up the phone book, everything. When I look over here, I don't know if we can get a good view of this, of the dashboard. We'll see that right now, my range is 26 miles on battery only, a total of 277 miles I can go including gas, which is right here. And then it mixes the both. When my battery goes down to 0, what happens is, automatically, the gas generator kicks in. You don't touch a button, you don't play with any settings, it does it for you. Over on the other side, you'll notice a little generate bar. The brakes have a system that when I use the brakes, it actually regenerates the power from the brakes. And then the acceleration mode we'll keep an eye on when I'm giving it gas. It's just kind of almost, I don't want to call it an RPM gauge, but it's similar to that. Car also doesn't even have a transmission, just a 1-speed. So when you give it gas, you're just glued to the floor on it. We're going to also notice too, a lot of the fit and finish here. The wood that Fisker uses on the car is not chopped down from a tree anywhere. The wood, on this particular wood, it was sunken white oak, which was retrieved from the bottom of Lake Michigan from the logging industry. Part of the whole charisma, the personality, everything that with this Fisker is it's geared towards the environment. And the best way to put it, it's changing the industry. Everything about it. By the way, we're sitting inside the showroom, the vehicle technically running in an enclosed area. My air conditioning is ice cold. I have no pollution in here. Some of the things that Clark is showing you here is, this is kind of neat. This is how I put it in gear, drive, reverse, and if we notice too, it lights up a little green. We have a backup camera, by the way, too, in the showroom. So this little clear thing is another little clever thing. That's actually the batteries. A common question might be, how long are the batteries going to last? There's an unbelievable warranty with the batteries. The batteries are going to last, I think it's warranted for 7 years. The thick leather steering wheel, it keyless starts. So when I press the start on and off button right here. We're going to go back outside and I'm going to talk about the charging system as well. I'm going to open the trunk to the car. We're going to walk out back and I'm going to show you how we charge it, how easy it is. The car comes equipped with the charging system that I can plug into any household outlet. Plug this into the wall. I'll actually do it right now. I take this, plug it into the wall. I bring my cord over. Normally people think this is gas tank, but the funny thing, it's on the other side. Press this button. I'm charging my car. Standard with the car comes with this 110 volt plug in any outlet. Takes about 12 hours average to fully charge if it's completely at zero. You can also buy for about $1,000, $1,500 a 220 volt charging, hardwired to your house or office, and you're charging the car in 6 hours or less. Again, when we walk around this car, everything about it, from fit and finish, from the body lines, from the way the doors close, everything about it is just unbelievable. You know, when people ask, what can I compare it to? Nothing. You know, we can talk about Tesla's coming out with a car to compete with this, but the Tesla's completely electric. And there's a lot of it psychological. My wife's been driving one now for, 2 weeks, and she gets scared. What if I run out of the battery? No problem, hon. The gas engine kicks in. What about this? What about that? And what we found, it's a lot to take in, but it's amazing. It's an amazing car. I mean, just styling, price range, the looks. It's just, I took it to the grocery store the other day, and the only negative is when I went to go get ice, by the time I got done talking to people, my ice was melted. We invite you to visit the dealership anytime. I'm also going to take you on a test drive on this car in another video, just to show you the power, the speed, how it is going down the road. And the funny thing is, we'll try to get some video of some people looking at us too, because it's amazing, and it's just, words can't describe it. We appreciate you looking at this video, and we hope to see you at the dealership soon.